to Alaskan Homemaker. I'm Mary. Today we're going to make Jjinppang-Mandu, which is a Chinese steamed dumpling and we're going to put a Korean filling inside. It's a fluffy steamed dumpling and it is so good. So we're going to get started on the dough. We need 1 cup of warm water, so just warm, and it's not hot or, burning hot or anything because you don't want it to kill your yeast. So kind of like baby bath water. So 1 cup of water, 2 teaspoons of yeast, I know that my yeast is good because I've used it recently, but if you don't know if yours is good, then you can stop at this step and just let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then you'll see if it's bubbling or not. But mine is okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of oil, and I'm using avocado oil today. We're going to give this a little stir. And we're going to get 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using the organic all-purpose flour from Costco. Okay, we're going to stir this up. Okay, now we're going to use our hands to get this mixed good. This makes 16 steamed buns. Now we're just going to take a couple minutes and really get this mixed good. Get all the dry flour bits up. Okay, now we're going to take this out and knead this on a counter. It feels nice. All those dry flour bits are all absorbed in. So now we're just going to make it a round ball and stick it in our bowl. And I'm going to put my silicone lid on top. And I've got a proof button on my oven. So I'm going to let it rise up in my oven. And it'll take about 40 minutes or so. If you don't have a proof button on your oven, then you can just set it on the counter in a warm spot. We're going to work on the pork filling now. I've got about a pound, a little over a pound of pork sausage. We need 4 garlic cloves minced up, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, I grabbed another garlic from the fridge since that one fell down on the floor. Okay, we're gonna mince this up really well. Okay, that looks good. So we're gonna get this into our bowl. Okay, here's our ground pork. Okay, we need half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and I'm using liquid aminos. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. All right, and now I'm going to put a glove on and give this a good mix so all those flavors can meld together while we get the veggies chopped up. It smells good, all the garlic and soy sauce and sesame oil. Okay, that looks good. It looks like it's well mixed. We want about a cup of onion, diced up finely. We're going to be dicing all these veggies up finely. And I've got a bowl that we're going to get all our veggies into. This recipe calls for 2 cups of mushrooms, but one of my children doesn't like mushrooms, so I'm not going to put mushrooms in there. But that's the good thing about making recipes at home. You can customize them to your family's liking. So I'm just going to add extra of the other veggies to make up for the 2 cups of mushrooms. Okay, and here's a bunch of green onions. So we're going to get this bunch chopped up. And I've already washed all the veggies. I've got 2 carrots here. We're going to get chopped up. We're going to julienne them and then cut them crosswise. That way they can be very small and fit in our little dumplings really well. So I'm going to cut it on a bias. When they're kind of fanned out like this, it's easier to julienne them. Okay, and once they're julienned, we're going to turn them this way, and then they're going to be really tiny little diced up carrots. So we're going to chop them this way. Okay, and I got the zucchini from the farmer's market. My zucchini is not doing so well this year, but this zucchini looks great. So we're going to do that with this zucchini also. We're going to cut it on a bias, and then we're going to julienne it and give it a little dice up too. We're going to use about 2 cups of zucchini. Okay, we've got a couple cups for our filling, and the rest of these I'm going to just go ahead and chop up because I'm going to use them for Korean pancakes. Korean veggie pancakes, and I'll just stick it in the fridge. Okay, we're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt on our veggies so it can draw out some of the water. We're going to stir this around, and we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. I think I'm actually going to put a little bit more zucchini in here. There's a lot of onion and carrot. Okay, so this is probably about 3/4 cup more of zucchini. And I will link the recipe in the description box below of the original recipe. That looks good. It's been 40 minutes, so we're going to take a look at our dough. It's been proofing in the oven, and it's nice and fluffy. Looks so good. All right, now we're going to give it a punch down, and we're going to deflate it. And gather it back up into a ball. Make sure we get all of that dough together. All right, and now we're going to cover it back up, and we're going to let it back into the oven to proof again for 20 minutes. We've got a few more minutes left on our veggies to let that salt continue to draw out some of that moisture in the veggies. So we're going to make our dipping sauce. We need 1/3 cup of soy sauce, so I'm going to use the liquid aminos. Two teaspoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Sometimes I use seasoned rice wine vinegar too. Okay, and we're going to put a little drizzle of sesame oil. And we're gonna get a garlic clove minced up in there. Make sure all that gets down in there. I'm going to put some black sesame seeds in there. Probably 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to put a little gochugaru, Korean red pepper flakes in there. Probably about 1/2 teaspoon of that. And we're going to give this a stir. And in my sauces, I like to put a little bit of water. Let's see how much I have here. I'm probably going to put 1/4 cup of water in here so it isn't too salty. I added a few more things than the original recipe calls for the dipping sauce. And also you can put in some chopped onions and chopped peppers in here if you'd like to. But I'm gonna leave those out tonight. I'm just gonna have the sauce like this. Here's our delicious sauce. And we're gonna set that right there. My friend Hoka told me about this. If you get a brand new package of cloth diapers from the store, they make a good thing to strain veggies and stuff with, because the cheesecloth always has big holes and then things fall through. So I love this because it's big enough to let the water out but keep your veggies or whatever you're straining inside the cloth. I think it's better than a cheesecloth. So I bought a brand new pack of cloth diapers, and I use it only for kitchen things. It's good for hash browns, all kinds of things. So it was a wonderful tip, and I love that tip. If you're making horchata, you can strain your horchata through this, all kinds of things. It's really wonderful. Okay, our veggies have drawn out some water. I don't know if you can see it, but there's water in the bottom of our bowl now. And we're gonna go ahead and squeeze our veggies through this clean cloth diaper that's only used for kitchen things. Okay, and my strainer's underneath here. Now we're going to gather it up. Look at all that extra water coming out that we don't want in our buns. See how good the diaper works for instead of cheesecloth? It works great. It's okay if there's a little moisture, but we don't want there to be like loads of moisture. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I take it against the sink too and just really squeeze it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now we'll just get our veggies back into our bowl. Our pan is heated up, so we're gonna fry our veggies up. I've got some avocado oil, so I'm just gonna put a little drizzle of that in there. I'm going to put a little drizzle of sesame oil in here also. Okay, the veggies are softened up. We've only got about 9 minutes left on our dough rising, so I am going to put this on a cookie sheet so that it can cool off fast. All right. Put this in here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this meat started so we can get that cooked. Spread this out so it can cool fast. And I'm going to do that same thing with the meat because we don't want it hot, the hot filling going into our yeasted dough. I'm going to line this one with paper towels for the pork meat. I think I'm going to clear that proofer so it slows it down a little bit. Hopefully my dough doesn't overproof. I'll take it out too. Ooh, it's fluffy. I've got an old jar that I'm going to drain the grease into. Okay. Now I'm just going to wipe that side off. Get that back on there so it can brown up a little. It's all cooked, so we're going to get this into our pan so it can start cooling off. There we go. Hopefully that cools off fast. We're going to divide our dough into 16 pieces. We're just going to eyeball it. That was the timer for the dough, but we took it out a little bit early. Okay, and it was really fluffy. We're gonna get some of these dough balls back in here because we don't want them to dry out while we're rolling out our other ones. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get our meat into here. And that worked really good because this cooled off fast. Spreading it out on the cookie sheet. And now we're going to get our veggies in here. All right, now here's our filling. Okay, and we're we're just gonna give it a taste. See how it tastes. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of stuff. It needs a little bit more stuff. So we're gonna give that a drizzle of liquid aminos, some sesame oil, and give that a mix. Okay, now we're gonna try it again. It's only my family eating tonight, so I'm gonna double dip. Okay, it still needs a little more seasoning. So I'm gonna get some Korean beef broth and sprinkle a tablespoon of that. It's delicious. There we go. It's all done and it's cooled off. Now we're going to start making our buns. I've got my steamer here. I've got 6 cups of water in the bottom, and then we're going to put this bottom layer in, and then we're going to put 8 of the dumplings in, and then we're going to put our second layer on, and then we're going to put 8 more dumplings up here. This Korean steamer pot is awesome. I highly recommend it. You can find one at your Asian market. And we're going to place the little buns on these little cupcake liners. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 in this layer. And you want to space them out so that there's room around each one, because they'll rise up and get fluffy. So I'm just kind of flattening a little cupcake liner. There we go. There's all our little cupcake liners in there. And this isn't on or anything. We're just gonna make the dumplings and stack them in there. We're gonna put a little bit of flour and place our little bun, our little ball on there. And then we're gonna roll it out to a 4-inch circle. Now we're going to place our filling here. And then we're going to grab it. And we're going to gather it up and kind of twist it into a little pouch. And here's our first one. And then we're going to set it right on the little liner and keep going. So you're just going around and pinching and twisting the little sides in. until you have a little pouch. And you can just put more flour as needed on your board. We're going to put the lid on, but we're not going to turn it on. We're going to leave it for 20 minutes so that it can raise up again, and then we're going to bring it back for the next step. Our Jjinpang-Mandu has been raising up for 20 minutes. So here it is, and now we're going to get the burner on, and we're going to steam it for 20 minutes, and then we'll bring it back. So we're going to get this on high heat. So I'm going to put it on an 8. And then we're going to set our timer for 20 minutes. See you in a bit. Our mandu, Jjinpang-Mandu, has been steaming for 20 minutes, and look how fluffy they are. Don't they look wonderful? Fluffy. Here's our delicious Jjinpang-Mandu. They're so fluffy. Don't they look delicious? Little pouches filled with goodness. Okay, let me open this up so you can see the inside. Oh, look at that. You guys have to get a close-up of that. It's so fluffy, this bread, and then all this delicious filling. Okay, now we're going to give it a try. Here's our sauce. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of sauce on here. Here we go. It's so delicious. Y'all are gonna love this recipe. It's wonderful. If you like this video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.